This video is about symptoms of schizophrenia that you can improve and symptoms that are harder to improve. Um, I'd like to talk about voices first. I've had several people ask me how I deal with the voices, and for one thing, once I realized I was hearing them and that they were wrong almost every single time, I was able to make them lose their power or potency. Um, I just tell them to, well, I don't talk to them really. I just make them go away, and I don't pay attention to them as much. I still have them. My theory is that some people's brains are just prone to hearing voices, and there's not a lot they can do about it except either change their voices, which I've changed a couple of mine, or make sure that they don't have as much power. Yeah, I still have them, and I just kind of like try to ignore them. The thing that I cannot really get away from is talking to objects in my environment when I don't focus. The second I don't focus is the second that I'll start like talking to the printer or talking to a shampoo bottle or talking to a marker. Um, I really can't avoid that for some reason. I've tried several methods, but it just doesn't seem to work. It's almost like my brain is seeking stimulation, so it's doing that. Because like if you were inside my brain, you'd realize that it's kind of dead in here, and I think it disturbs it or something. I'm not sure what's going on. Another symptom that is really hard to deal with is the memory problem. It just I will. That's what makes me look like I'm split from reality, because one person will ask me one thing and another person will ask me another thing, and they'll just conflict. Okay, and it just my answers will anyway. They won't make any sense when compared to each other, and I've gotten used to this. I think I've highlighted it in several of my other videos because it is a major problem, um, especially when I deal with people. I don't know why that is. I've done some research and they said that it had to do something with the frontal lobe, that a lot of people experience that, and caregivers notice it more than like IQ testing, even though my IQ test did pick it up somewhat. Um, it's like your memory is altered to where you don't pull up the right references anymore, or not like linear references, or not like the same references. Like if you ask me one day what my favorite color is, I'll say green, and then another like 5 minutes later I'll tell you it's blue. Okay, it's really annoying, and I'm very aware of this problem, but I can't censor it on the level that I need to. So I just kind of try to ignore it. Um, there's some other cognitive issues I have, but I find that my reality is not challenging to the point that I really notice them. I notice them when I try to play chess or something. Like I can't play chess anymore because I can't think that way, and I have a really hard time doing math. Not basic math, but harder math. And I've always had a hard time with math, but I just now I have a really really hard time with math. Um, Another problem that I have is that is with people. They don't notice my issues and they just have a huge problem. But again, voices and hallucinations you can learn to deal with. I'm pretty sure about that. Like my somatic hallucinations, I need to get in gear with that one and not freak out so much. But I did panic. You can do something about your hallucinations, or at least I found that I can. I'm not sure if everyone can. Um, but the other stuff, I can't really do anything about, and that's been present for since the beginning. All that kind of like memory switching stuff. I just didn't become aware of it for years. Just like I didn't know I was hearing voices for years. See, I had heard things in a different way, and I was like, well, that's what hearing voices is, but it's not. What I was doing was hearing voices, and I don't know. I don't really. I've just learned to deal with them. So anyway, yeah. So if you're schizophrenic, share what your experience has been and what you can deal with and what you can't really deal with. Sometimes I get really frustrated and I'm kind of a downer naturally, and I'll be like, this is never going to get better. But I'm sure that I'll learn to compensate more and more. Um, yeah, like I couldn't read for like several months, so that's gotten better. Or not read at a very high level, but now I can do my literature, so that's good. And one time on one of my assignments, I responded with completely off the wall things, but that doesn't happen all the time. That just happens with me sometimes. So that's usually not a big problem. Usually, when I get off track. I'm more or less like, it's something that's every day. Like, they'll be like, do you need to buy cleaner? And I'll be like, of course I need cleaner. And then 5 minutes later, I'll say, no, I don't need cleaner. And I will have no memory that I've said two different things. Um, yeah, it's okay. It drives me nuts because I'm very aware of the problem, like I said, and I can't do anything. Okay.